Okay, so this is going to be the experiment for day 4. I want you to take your time doing this. Each kid is going to practice with this experiment because hopefully they're going to be able to tell the story of salvation, how Jesus went to the cross through this experiment and explain what that means. Okay, so I don't have it with me right now, but I'm going to grind up some red cabbage and make a lot of red cabbage juice for you guys. So you'll have 1, maybe 2 cups of it at your station. Okay, so it's gonna be roughly like this color, maybe darker purple. It'll look almost black. So you'll have that on the table. First, I'm going to give you some liquids. So I'll give you vinegar. I'll give you lemon juice. I'll give you and I'll give you baking powder, actually, and water. So those are going to be the 3 things, and you're going to ask each kid to kind of like pass around the cup and just dip their finger in and taste a little bit of it. Obviously, like the vinegar is going to be sour, lemon's going to be lemony sour, and the baking powder is kind of going to taste bitter. So you kind of get the kids used to the liquids that they're going to work with. And basically, you're going to add different liquids to the cup. So the acids, the lemon and the vinegar, is going to turn this liquid red. And then the base, the baking powder and the water, that's going to turn the cabbage juice blue, like a green-blue color. So you don't want to go too far with the acid. Just add little bits at a time. So get the kids to add little bits of lemon juice or little bits of vinegar at a time and stir until you see the red color. Then you explain that represents Jesus's blood. And then they're going to add little bits of baking powder until it starts to turn green. And then you have them add a little bit more to make sure they can see a little bit later that it's going to turn blue. It takes a little while for the color to develop. But basically, you're going to tell the story of salvation. You'll say, this is going to be dark. So you'll say, our hearts are sinful. We fell away from God, right? So that's why our hearts were black like this. And then you'll have them add the acid, vinegar or lemon water, and stir. And that's why Jesus had to go to the cross and he bled for our sins so that, and he bled blood for our sins. And then you're going to have them add the baking powder until it turns blue. And Jesus' blood and Jesus' sacrifice on the cross washes our hearts out like water, right? So you're going to get each kid to practice presenting this. So you're going to pass it around and each kid is going to present it and you're going to have them basically perfect it, right? And take your time with it, make sure you know like, oh, things that taste sour turns the cabbage juice red. And things that taste bitter, like the baking powder, that turns the cabbage juice blue, right? Red cabbage juice is a pH indicator, so so acids are going to turn it into red color, and the bases are going to turn it into like a greenish blue color. So that's going to be the experiment for day 4.